Good day, everybody, and welcome to another tutorial section. So, in our previous class, we talked about graphic designing and the element of design, which I explained typography and every other thing. So, today we'll be treating color theory. So, my name is Richhydam. I'm a graphic designer, a video editor, and a WordPress developer. So before the commencement of today's class, make sure you get your writing material. It will be helpful for you and it might be helpful for someone you know. So make sure you jot something down.
So, and again, if you have not watched the previous video, make sure you do that before we commence this tutorial. I believe you can see the video right now at the top of this video. So that's the link of the previous lesson so that we can be on the same page.
So what is color theory? So color plays a vital role in designs and everyday life. It can draw your eye to an image. Sometimes it can trigger an emotional response. And it can even communicate something important without using words at all. So how do we know which color looks good together and which one don't? The answer is simple. It is called color theory. As a graphic designer, as an artist, you need to understand color. Color plays a major role in your designs. So artists and designers have followed color theory for centuries, but anyone can learn more about it. It can help you feel confident in many different situations. Whether it is choosing color for a design or putting together the perfect outfit with a little insight, we'll be looking at color in a whole new way. So let's dive into it. So to my next slide. So color basic. Let's start at the beginning with a refresher on the basic. So if you remember learning about primary and secondary color in school, then you already have some knowledge about color theory. In our primary school days, we taught primary colors and secondary colors. So same happens in design as well. We have primary color, we have secondary color. So primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Those are the three main primary colors. So, and we also have secondary color. So, what are secondary colors? Secondary colors are created by combining two primary colors together. Red, yellow. So, it means this red and this yellow, if you merge this together, you are going to get orange. So, likewise, if you merge yellow and blue together, so it means yellow and blue, if you merge it together, you are going to get green. Why blue and red? If you merge blue and red all together, so you are going to get a purple. That's how we get our secondary colors from our primary colors. So I hope you still remember that. So as you can see here, these are the three primary colors: red, yellow, and blue. So if you merge red and yellow together, you are going to get orange. So likewise, if you merge yellow and blue together, you are going to get green. So if you merge blue and red together, you're going to get purple. So moving on. So if we mix these colors together, we get even more in between shade, like red and yellow, green. All together they form what is called a color waves. You can probably see where it gets its names. So what this point is saying is that, let me go back to this color here. So it means that if we merge this and this together, this is a primary color, this is a secondary color. So if you merge it together, you're going to get another shade of color. If you merge orange and yellow together, you're going to get another shade of color here. So if you merge orange, yellow, and green all together again, you're going to get another colors here. So same with other colors as well. So as you can see, these are the main primary colors: red, yellow, and blue. These are the three main primary colors. The secondary colors are when you merge this and this together, red and yellow, you get an orange. So are you getting it? So this orange we get, if you merge orange with red, we are going to get another shade of color, which is this. So doing that, it forms a color use. So color use is very important for you to know. So now that you know about color use, let's take it one step forward with hues. saturation, and values. These are times you might not encounter in daily life, but they are the key to understanding more nuanced color. So, what is hues? So, another word for hues is just color. There's no any definition I can give that. Here's the simplest one. It's basically just another word for color. So, it means that this color red here, you can call it hues. So, if I ask you what hues is this, so you can just tell me it is yellow. What hue is this? Just tell me it is green. So another word for hues is just color. So in the example below, you might describe the hues as coral pink or light red depending on your interpretation. So let's see the example below. So here, the hues here is red. So you can call it any other color. So moving on, saturation. Saturation refers to intensity. In other words, whether the color appears more subtle or more vibrant. Highly saturated colors are brighter or richer. The saturated colors have less pigment. So I believe you all understand what saturation is. So if you're a video editor or a photographer, or you've edited with your phone before, you understand what saturation is. So it refers to the intensity of a color. So like now, if I put my cursor here, that means I've reduced the intensity of the color red I pick. So if I move it up, I'm increasing the intensity. So that's what saturation does. So moving on, values. So value has to do with how dark or light the color is, ranging from black to white. So as you can see below, this gave us different shades from a deep reddish brown to a light pastel pink. So here, this is the hues we have. So this is a red hues. So if I want to add values to it, that means I move it up. That means I'm going to get a darker version of the hues I pick. So if I move it down, I'm going to see a lighter version. So don't mix it up. Values is different from saturation. This is saturation. Saturation is just the intensity of the color. So moving on, creating color scheme. So how do you put this all together to create professional looking color scheme? So they actually tried and true formulas based on something called color harmony that can help. Color harmony use color hues to illustrate time-tested color combination. We will explore some of the most common type of harmony below. So let's move on. So number one color scheme I have here is monochromatic, and this is one of the best color scheme. I use this most of the time. I use it in most of my designs. I love working monochromatic. So the easiest formula for harmony is monochromatic because it only uses one color or hues. To create a monochromatic color scheme, pick a spot on the color hues, then use your knowledge of saturation and values to create variations. So what is monochromatic? Monochromatic means you are using one color all through your designs, but you might get a lighter version of it, a darker version of it, or a well-intense version of it. So I hope you get that. So if you see the definition, and to create a monochromatic color scheme, pick a spot on the color hues. That means I can pick any color hues like this. I can now go way down to the lighter version of the color. So it means when I pick a color, then I can now use my knowledge of saturation and values to create my variance. So you might have seen some websites that use monochromatic. For example, this is my logo here. So I use a monochromatic color scheme. I use an orange color. I had a dark version here. I had a orange color here as well. Darker version, lighter version, and darker version. So what I use mostly here is called monochromatic. So monochromatic means you are using one color throughout your designs, but you can get a darker version of it, a lighter version of it. So moving on, number two color scheme we have here is analogous. An analogous color scheme use colors that are next to each other on the hues, like red, orange, or blue, and green. So analogous means you are picking a three color that is next to each other on the color hues for your designs. This particular color scheme, I also use this type of color scheme very, very well I use it in my design. So I can decide to pick this. And decide to pick this. So they are a great way of creating your design as well. So moving on, don't be afraid to play with the palette. Create your own unique interpretation. That is what color harmony is all about. The formula are merely starting point to help guide and inspire you. So make sure you note all these color scheme. So we have complementary color scheme. Complementary color scheme are opposite each other on the hues. For instance, blue and orange, or the classic red and green. So you can see this is red and this is green. So complementary means colors that are opposite each other. So if I'm using a complementary color scheme, so that means my design should have a color opposite each other. So meaning, so throughout my design, I might decide to make use of maybe orange and blue. Where's my orange? This is my orange and this is my blue, but they're opposite each other. To avoid complementary color schemes that are too simplistic, add some varieties by introducing lighter, darker, or desaturated tones. So this is the example here. So if you look at this color they use here, this is still complementary because we have red and we have green. So just that they use a darker version of green, and they use a green that has a lighter values, and they use a green that has lower intensity. This is the last one, lower intensity. Number 4, we have split complementary color scheme. So a split complementary color scheme use the color on either side of the complementary. So it means that it's also a complementary, but when I pick my red, so I use the other two side of the complementary. So it means that from here to here, is this. So if I'm picking orange as an example now, pick orange, pick a darker blue, and pick a neutral blue. So it is very, very simple, split complementary. So moving on, this gives you the same levels of contrast as a complementary color scheme, but more color to work with. So you have a more color to work with if you are using split complementary compared to complementary color scheme. Complementary color scheme is just basically two colors. But if you are working with a client that wants maybe more than two colors, so you can make use of split complementary color. So moving on, triadic color scheme. So a triadic color scheme use 3 colors that are evenly spaced, forming a perfect rectangle on the hues. So this is an example of a triadic color scheme. So basically you are drawing a triangle. Draw a correct triangle, an even triangle that has 3 sides equal. So if you draw it on a color scheme, get your 3 colors. So this is an example. This is an example of triadic color. So if you are designing anything, make sure you know the color scheme you are using. It is very, very important. You know the color scheme you are using. But I will advise you make use of monochromatic very well. It is very, very, very simple to use. So it won't give you headache. So moving on, the triadic color scheme. So triadic color scheme form a rectangle on the hues, using not 1 but 2 complementary color pairs. This formula works best if you let one color dominate while the other serve as an accent. So tetradic color scheme means you are drawing a triangle on the color hues. So if you draw a triangle on the color hues, you are going to see the 4 colors you are making use of. It's also a 2 complementary color pairs. So it means that I have a yellow here and I have I don't know this color, maybe it's purple. A yellow and a purple. So likewise, I also have orange and blue. So it is 2 split complementary color pairs that work for tetradic. So it also means you can also draw a rectangle on the color hues and pick your 4 colors. So there's an advice here for us that this formula works best if you let one color dominate while the other serve as an accent. So see here, so it means that in your designs, your flyer, and your logos, and your banners, and so on, make sure one color dominates and let other color comes as accents. So moving on. So note, readability is an important factor in any designs. Your color should be legible and easy on the eyes, especially when working with text. Sometimes that means not using color, at least not in every little details. So what this part is telling us is that readability is very, very important. So you should design something that communicates, that people can read. So there's an example here. It's like a landing page, a website landing page. So can you see the designs? Too many colors, even down to your text. So if I give you this, or if you stumble on this website, can you ever even read this? Yellow on a baby pink color. So it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I can barely read this. And you might be surprised that I don't mention black, white, gray. You might be surprised that I didn't mention those colors. So basically those colors are not part of color use. They're not even part of color. So black, white, gray, brown, and so on, they are called neutral colors. So they're not part of the color use. They are called neutral colors. So neutral colors like black, white, gray can help you balance your designs. So it is very, very important for you to make use of your neutral colors. This is a better design that I can read. So can you see these designs? It's very simple to navigate through. I can't stop on this landing page and read anything. Unlike this one, the make use of black and white. And you also make use of monochromatic color scheme. So moving on. So choosing the right color. Every color sends a message. It is important to consider the tone of your project and choose a color palette that fits. So make sure you understand the project before you select your color palette. So for an example, a bright color tends to have a fun or a modern vibe. So like example now, these are bright colors. So bright colors tend to have a fun or a modern vibe. Another example here, desaturated colors often appear more serious or business-like. So if you look at this now, this color scheme does not work for a modern vibe or an entertainment website or entertainment portfolio. But these colors work for a modern vibe, fashions, and the like. I hope you get that. So finding inspiration. You can find ideas for color scheme in all kind of interesting places, from advertising to branding. You can even use a web resource to browse color palettes or generate your own. So what this is basically saying is that you can generate ideas from anywhere, maybe from a logo you see online, maybe from an advert, maybe from a brand, a famous work art, maybe from a website. So you can generate your color ideas from anywhere. So experienced designers often take inspiration from the world around them. So as an experienced graphic designer, you need to take a research on the color you want to use. So there's one bonus part I want you guys to know, and it is colors and their meaning. Yeah, you might be surprised. Colors has a meaning. Every color has its own meaning. So moving on, a breakdown of colors and their meaning. So red represents emotions, passion, romance, energy, power, masculinity, attention, courage, excitement, and hunger. Blue represents calm, peace, sincerity, trust, relaxation, health, cleanliness, mental clarity. While green represents nature, goods, money, luck, wealth, envy, jealousy, new beginnings, environmental awareness. Yellow represents optimism, energy, joy, happiness, inviting, friendly, friendship. Orange represents warm enthusiasm, creativity, success, ideas, encouragement, innovation, change, health, stimulations, fun, enjoyment, balance, friendly. Purple. Purple represents royalties, wealth, intelligence, creativity, stability, leadership, revenue. Pink. Pink represents love, kindness, femininity, romance, affections, intimacy, thoughtfulness, and caring. Silver. Silver represents wealth, success, power, affluence, intelligence, knowledge, maturity, technology. Black represents formal, power, elegance, sophistications, nuance, and confidence. While white represents clean, fresh, calm, simple, pure, innocent, light, goodness, heaven, safety, brilliance, and illumination. So those are the meanings of color.
So before I go, I would like to show you guys the website I used to generate my colors ideas from. So whether you're a graphic designer, you are a web designer, you can make use of this website to generate colors ideas from. So what is the name of our lucky website? So our lucky website is colors.co, COOLORX.co. So let's go and let's see. So colors.co, you can generate colors ideas from it. So click on explore trendy palette. So as you can see here, we have this is a color theory, this is a color theory, this is a color theory. These are all color theory. So for example, if I want to pick this color theory, I can just click on this code. So every color has its own unique code. So if I copy this code, if I go to my graphic designing software, whether I'm using Canva or I'm using CorelDRAW or Photoshop, you can paste this code on your color. You can paste this code on your CorelDRAW and it's going to give you this color. It's going to give you this color. So likewise, this color as well. Make sure you copy it. Copy this, copy this, copy this. So do you understand what I'm saying? So if you copy it, you can make use of it in your graphic designing software you are using. Any graphic designing software at all you are using, either Canva, CorelDRAW, and the likes. So there are a lot of color palette there. I love this color template as well. So a lot of color palettes you can make use of there. So you can also come here and search for maybe dark. So you can see there's a monochromatic here. So you can even search. Let me click on vintage. So all these are vintage color. All these are vintage color, but I don't need any tag now. So my assignment is very, very simple. My assignment is what is the color code for red, blue, and green color. So I want you to drop your answer in the comment section. And again, you can also join our community. You can also drop your answer there. So see you in the comment section. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on the notification bell button, and make sure you share this video with your friends. So see you guys next week in our next tutorial. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Bye.